Hello, everyone. It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to another episode of Dre's State of Mind. And it's been a while since the last episode. I truly do apologize for that. Life continues to get in the way, and I'm trying to get better and more consistent at dropping more episodes for you. So I'm working on that. I truly do apologize. And so we're just gonna hop into the first topic of the day. So since the last episode, one of my favorite times of the year is upon us, and we're about 6 weeks into it. NFL football season is one of my favorite times of the year. Anybody knows me, I am a huge sports fan. I watch baseball, I watch football, basketball. If I'm really bored enough, I'll throw in some hockey. But I gotta be really, really, really bored. So pretty much I am an Eagles fan. Anybody knows me knows I'm an Eagles fan through and through. And so far we are having a very disappointing season. We are 1-4-1 now after losing to the Baltimore Ravens this past weekend. And that loss can be attributed to pretty much Doug Peterson choosing to go for 2 points. Well, two-point conversions that we failed to get. Guess what? We ended up losing by 2 fucking points. So I don't understand why he just didn't choose to kick the extra points at those times. Fuck that analytics bullshit. That shit usually causes you to lose. But, not surprising, the Seattle Seahawks are actually undefeated this season so far. I think they had a bye week last week. The Bears surprisingly are 5-1 now. They had a quarterback change. They went from Mitchell Trubisky to Nick Foles, as I affectionately like to call him, Big Dick Nick, after he won the Super Bowl in Philly in 2017. I ain't gonna pause that. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are 4-1 after a beatdown in Tampa Bay this past week. The Minnesota Vikings are surprisingly 1-5, which I didn't see that coming. Like, I knew, they might struggle a little bit this year after getting rid of Stephon Diggs, but I didn't imagine that they were going to struggle this much. It's just really embarrassing to be a Minnesota Vikings fan. If you are a Vikings fan out there, Tampa Bay, with the new look, they brought in LaShawn McCoy, they brought in Leonard Fournette, Gronk, they brought in Tom Brady. He was the big name on the offseason. Are 4-2, and looks like they're starting to figure it out down there. New Orleans is actually surprisingly struggling this year. Drew Brees is actually starting to look normal. He's starting to look like a regular human being nowadays. They're 3-2, and I'm assuming that they'll look a little bit better once what the hell is his name? Their top wideout. When he's not like getting hurt. Is it Malcolm Thomas? I think it's Malcolm Thomas. Whenever Thomas comes back. When he's not battling. Michael Thomas, my bad. How the fuck did I forget that? So when he's not battling an ankle injury or punching his fellow teammates in the face, he should get back on the field. You can't be out here punching your teammates in the face, no matter how much they get on your damn nerves. And trust me, when I played sports, there's plenty of teammates that used to get on my nerves. All right, so the travesty that is the NFC East, or should I call them the NFC least, headed by the Cowboys, who are 2-4 after Monday night's beatdown at the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. I didn't even watch that game, but I should have. But I had took a muscle relaxer, so I passed out. I was gone. Right, I was gone before actually when the game started. Like I was gone. Second place is the struggling Eagles, 1-4-1. Then you have the Giants and the Washington football team, which I still can't get used to that, are 1-5. And the Giants beat the football team to get their first win. Now, surprisingly, in the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills are actually in first place at 4-2. And the Patriots are actually slid down to third place. Like Cam Newton and the Patriots, they're struggling a bit. They were hit a little bit with COVID-19. The Tennessee Titans were hit a little bit with COVID-19 too, but the Titans are 5-0 after a come from behind win against the not surprisingly struggling Houston Texans, who got rid of DeAndre Hopkins in the preseason. Well, actually, not even the preseason. Like before the season even started, Bill O'Brien, who did that stupid ass move, he got fired 2 weeks back. He should have got fired when he traded DeAndre Hopkins in the first damn place. I still can't wrap my head around that. The Kansas City Chiefs are 5-1, defending Super Bowl champs, and the only team that's really suffering from the Super Bowl hangover is the oft injured, probably the most injured team besides the Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers. They are 3-3. So, yeah, it's been a interesting football season to say the least. Now, the only reason why I have a little bit of optimism that the Eagles can, kind of turn their season around. I don't know what the hell that was. That the Eagles can actually kind of turn their season around is because, I'm looking at our schedule, and right now we play, if I can pull the schedule up. What the fuck, man? Where's the team schedule at? Team schedules. All right, there we go. I was trying to pull I was looking at the damn league schedule. But our schedule is kind of favorable for the next 4 weeks. So Thursday night football, we play the New York Giants, then we play the Dallas Cowboys. That game will probably be for first place in the NFC East, which is pretty bad. Then we have a bye week, week 9, and then week 10 we play the Giants. Week 11 we play the Cleveland Browns. Now, with the Cleveland Browns, you never know which team is going to show up. It could be the one that, pretty much laid the smack down and almost gave up the lead in the same game to the Dallas Cowboys. Or it could be the team that just got shellacked by the Pittsburgh Steelers and looked really, really horrible. And then we play the Seahawks, Packers, Saints, which those could all be 3 consecutive losses. Then we play the Cardinals. They're a bit iffy, because there's some weeks that they look good, and then some weeks they look really bad. And then we finish the season out with the Cowboys and the Washington football team, who beat us in week 1. But I think we can get a revenge game against them. So that's 1, 2. Damn. So we could possibly win this with a 6-9-1 record or something like that. It's really bad. It's really bad. So yeah, that's how bad the NFC East is so far. We could really win that with a losing record and still get into the playoffs, and then probably get our asses whooped in the first round. But it is what it is. The most gruesome injury of the season so far was Dak Prescott breaking his ankle. That looked really bad. I was watching that game and I seen him get tackled. I seen his ankle, well, his foot pointing one way, well, the opposite direction of his body. And I was like, damn, you hate to see it, even, we root against them, they're rivals and everything like that. You never want to see anybody get hurt. So when I seen, people making jokes about dad getting hurt, I'm like, that really makes no sense. Like, you never even probably played sports before, or you're just an asshole. Like, if you root for somebody to get hurt, in my opinion, like, that's just some asshole shit. Like, I can't endorse that. Like, I can never ever root for someone to get hurt. Like, that's just plain evil to me. And if you root for someone to get hurt, you need to look in the mirror and check yourself, because that shit isn't cool. I've been an athlete before, been hurt, and that shit fucking sucks. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Now transitioning to another sport, one of my other favorite sports, the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers won title number 17. It was a weird season for the NBA. Starting off, with the regular start time, around like late October, and then they had like the layoff because of the COVID-19 outbreak, and then they figured it out and was like, all right, so we're gonna go down to the bubble in LA. And in Orlando, not LA. The bubble in Orlando, get 22 of the 30 teams, because some of the other teams, they were like so far gone that they were like, there's no chance, or there's no chance of us making the playoffs, so why even show up? So I mean, it made sense. So they had 22 teams to come in. There was teams battling for the last playoff spots, which was eventually won in the West by Portland. Who was the last team to get in the East? I think it was Brooklyn. Yeah. Or Orlando. I think it was Orlando. I think Brooklyn was like the 7th seed. But pretty much Orlando, they ended up losing in 5 to Milwaukee Bucks anyway. The Miami Heat made a surprising run to the NBA Finals. And the Lakers, they were expected to make it to the finals out of the West. And for the most part, Jimmy Butler, he put on a legendary performance, in my opinion, for the Miami Heat. Like, who were outmatched and outgunned, but they never really gave up, even with Goran Dragic being out for the majority of the series. Who knows if he would have made a difference, but it would have been cool to see them at full strength. Bam Adebayo was out there with a injury, I think to his hand or his shoulder or something like that. But the Lakers handled business like they were supposed to in 6, and took out the Miami Heat with LeBron and Anthony Davis leading the way. So that was pretty good. It was pretty good. My Sixers need to do something, because they got swept in the first round by the Boston Celtics, and that shit was horrible. It was horrible. We really don't have any shooters. Ben Simmons was hurt before the playoffs even started, but even if he played, I don't think that Ben Simmons would have made a difference anyway, because he can't fucking shoot. The only thing that he's really good at is he plays like some good defense. He gets rebounds because he's like 6'9", 6'10", but he's really great in the open court. He's fast. You can get him into the open court, he can create, or he can just lay it up or dunk it on you. But if you slow the game down, which the playoffs are slow down game, half court sets and everything like that, Ben Simmons is a liability. He can't shoot the ball. Either he can't shoot it or he won't shoot it. Either way, if I was like the GM or something like that, like I'd be on the phone trying to work like a trade out or something like that, try to get him out of here, because I like, yo, we need to be able to shoot the ball. This shit is fucking ridiculous. And like him and Joel Embiid, like they just can't coexist on the court together. That's just my opinion. But and then also starting tonight, the World Series starts tonight. You have the Los Angeles Dodgers going up against the Tampa Bay Rays. So you have the Dodgers and the Lakers trying to make it a all LA, championship thing over there. So we'll see if the Dodgers can finally get over the hump and win the World Series, because they've been there, I believe, twice in the last 3 years, and they lost both times. They lost 2018 to my Red Sox. And then the following year, they lost to the Astros, or is it the year before? I'm not sure. I forgot. And then last year, the Washington Nationals came out of nowhere, won the damn World Series, and then didn't make the playoffs this year. So, but that was kind of expected because they lost like a whole bunch of people. So yeah, that's pretty much my sports report, and we're gonna get into another subject. So one day, I just happened to be cruising through Twitter and seen the hashtag end SARS, and my dumbass didn't know what that meant. So I'm sitting up there thinking that it was the severe acute respiratory syndrome, like, you know what I'm saying, like the sickness. And I just keep seeing it, kept seeing it. And I'm like, yo, like these people are real passionate about, like maybe it has a tie to do with the COVID-19 thing or something like that. But no, I actually did some research and found out it was a movement that's trying to end police brutality in Nigeria. So I was like, oh, okay. All right. So pretty much like end SARS is a decentralized social movement against police brutality in Nigeria. And the slogan calls for an end to the special anti-robbery squad. It's a controversial unit of the Nigerian police force with a long record of abuses. So, the protest started in 2017 as a Twitter campaign using the hashtag #EndSARS to demand the Nigerian government to eliminate the force. So pretty much it's really gained ground as of late. So I had no clue. I had no idea, this stuff was going over in Nigeria. And says like Nigerians have shared both stories and video evidence of how members of SARS engaged in kidnapping, murder, theft, rape, torture, unlawful arrest, humiliation, unlawful detention, extrajudicial killings. I don't know if I pronounced that right, and extortion in Nigeria. So I thought, our cops in America had it bad. Like they're like doing a whole bunch of worse stuff over in Nigeria. This shit is crazy. SARS officers have also been alleged to profile use based on fashion choices, mount illegal roadblocks and searches, conduct unwarranted temperature checks, arrest without warrant, rape women, and extort young Nigerians for driving exotic vehicles and using iPhones. So it sounds like, they're out there really wilding out. And I don't blame the people, going out and protesting against this, because this is absolutely ridiculous. Like they're just running around with power unchecked. And, as bad as our police officers have been in America, just, gunning down black folks and things of that nature, this actually makes it worse, because it's like, it's black on black. Really, it's like Nigerian on Nigerian crime, where it's just like a bunch of people, a bunch of cops that's just doing whatever the hell they want. And yeah, they really need to get this shit in check, because I mean, what else can you do except for I guess like have an upheaval, and the people are going to get sick and tired of this, and the shit might get physical. People might start fighting back, which, I mean, if you leave someone with no choice, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to fight back for these unjust crimes. And I would really like to see these police officers that's doing these atrocities pay for their actions. There's consequences to your actions, and you're just running around just unchecked, just doing whatever the hell you want, and you can't do that. So eventually your reign of terror is going to come to an end. So I would really love to see the people who are terrorized and justice being brought for the people who are actually killed unjustly, unfairly. So yeah, like just keep on and keep with the pressure on this End SARS movement, and hopefully we can bring this to an end. And Nigeria is going to need everyone's help. So everybody, celebrities, to the little man, just try to end this, like, ASAP. Now I'm gonna hop into what is probably like one of the funniest things that I heard. Now the New Yorker suspends Jeffery Toobin after he allegedly exposed himself on a Zoom call. So I've never been on a Zoom call, so I don't know how boring these things are. But my thing is, okay, so says New York writer Jeffery Toobin has been suspended pending an investigation after reportedly exposing himself during a video teleconference call between magazine staffers and WNYC radio staffers. Toobin is also a legal analyst for CNN, described the incident as an accident in a statement to Vice Media, who first reported the suspension. Now it says the New Yorker confirmed Toobin's suspension to NBC News in a statement that said it is investigating the incident. So he said, "I believed I was not visible on Zoom," Toobin said in his motherboard statement. "I thought no one on the Zoom call could see me. I thought I had muted the Zoom call." The 60-year-old writer and CNN contributor also said it was an embarrassingly stupid mistake and apologized to his family and his colleagues. Now, an email to Toobin's New Yorker account requesting comment was sent back as undeliverable. He has not posted to his public Twitter account since October 13th. But all right, so my thing is, right, if you're on a video conference call, like, doing whatever y'all doing, pretty sure it's like, they're going over some ideas for, I guess an article or something like that. Like, you're on the clock. Well, I guess on the clock, or, it's pretty much business time. So at what point, when you're on a video conference call or something like that, whether it's for business or whatever, like, why are you out here and feel the urge to like just whip your dick out and just beat your meat, dog? Like, I don't fucking understand this shit. And there's been a couple of videos I've seen dealing with Zoom calls where people got caught either having sex or playing with themselves, beating their meat or something like that. Like, what goes through your mind where it's just like, yo, I'm in a conference call, let me just whip it out and start stroking it and shit? Like, I don't understand this shit. Like, what is going through your mind? What is going through your mind, dog? You sit up here, you messing up your money, you messing up the bag, you messing up your money, you messing up the CNN money, you messing up New Yorker money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you messing up all kinds of money just because you want to rub one out. Like, because you couldn't wait till the conference call was done. You couldn't wait till the Zoom call was done. Like, I don't, people be wilding. Like, dudes be letting their dicks get them in the wildest situations and fucking up opportunities just because you couldn't wait. Like, you really couldn't wait to beat your meat, my nigga. Like, what was he beating his meat to? Like, did he see like a female colleague on the other end of the Zoom call? Like, damn, yo, she fine as hell. She got me brick, son. Or like, what was going on? Like, I just don't understand this shit, dog. Like, I just thought it was funny. I'm like, yo, Jeffery Toobin, don't be like Jeffery Toobin, yo. Don't be like Jeffery Toobin. If you are on a conference call, video conference call, a Zoom call, or something like that, like, yo, just wait until you're done. Don't try to don't try to mute it. Don't try to, turn the camera off or something like that. Like, nah, just wait until you're done. Do not fuck up the money because you want to beat your meat. Or, ladies, flick your bean. Just don't do it, man. But this shit is fucking hilarious. All right, so lastly, there's there's audio of Tory Lanez's alleged bodyguard explaining, I guess, what went on in the shooting of Meg Thee Stallion. So it says, this past weekend, audio surfaces online of Tory Lanez's alleged bodyguard recounts the events that took place that night. So basically, what he said was, Tory and Meg get to arguing. Kylie's outside at the pool still. Tory and the girl, I guess like Meg's alleged best friend or former best friend, I don't know, because I heard they beefing too. Tory and the girl in the car start arguing. Meg walked out because she finds out such and such. Tory been messing with both of the women in the car. So he says, you know how that goes. Tory got in trouble. He continues, Meg hops out of the car. Tory and the girl start fighting over the gun. First of all, like, whose gun was it? And like, why the fuck you even fighting over a gun? Like, that's my whole thing. Like, why? Who pulled out the gun in the first place? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it says Tory and the girl start fighting over the gun. The gun accidentally goes off in the midst of them fighting for it. The gun shoots, and the bullet accidentally hits near Megan. That's why it didn't hit any tendons, because it grazed her. Last time I checked, if you got grazed, you still got shot. Like, the bullet doesn't have to like go directly into the body. If you get grazed, like, you know what I'm saying, that's still being shot. But my whole thing is, like, was it like twice or something like that, like in the foot? But pretty much, even if the shrapnel like hit you or something like that, like, that's technically being shot. So it says that's why it didn't hit any tendons, because it grazed her. It didn't actually hit her. So the bullet didn't fully hit her. So he's trying to say she's lying like it hit her. But even if you was grazed or the shrapnel hit you, that's still, like, you know what I'm saying, technically being shot. It says Lanez was recently charged with shooting Megan and was ordered to stay 100 yards away from her. If he's convicted, he can face up to 22 years and 8 months in prison. My whole thing is, like, you still put yourself in that position. So, whether or not, like, like, who the hell pulled the gun out? That's what I want to know. Whose gun was it? Now I can see why, Meg is not talking to her alleged best friend or whatever. Well, allegedly not talking to her, her alleged best friend, because if she was involved in the shit, like, I would not fuck with you either. Like, I would not hang out with you either if your actions led to me getting grazed with a bullet. Like, I'm not going to fuck with you anymore either. Like, that shit is smart. 2 and 2 together. But I guess, like, we're still a long way from the trial or whatever. So we're going to see exactly how the story plays out. So just wanted to give a quick update on that. And That's the last major topic I'm going to cover on this episode of the podcast. So I don't know. Leave a message in the messages on after listening to the podcast, and let me know what your story, what your thoughts are on anything that I covered. And just hit me up. I just want to know, what my listeners, what you guys are thinking about, or anything I covered, or just anything else that you want to, leave a message. But just hit your boy up. Let me know. So, in closing, I would just like to thank everyone who made it this far in the podcast. Thank you for listening to another episode. I swear that another episode is going to come sooner rather than later. I just like to thank everyone for rocking with me. And, if you're still listening, thank you for being patient. And I just wanted to close with, pretty much, I guess, being down. It always lets you know who's rocking with you. When you're going through things, trials and tribulations in life. Right now, I'm going through, a trial right now. Like pretty much, my car died. The transmission in my car went. So pretty much, it was it was more expensive trying to fix the transmission than trying to buy another car. So pretty much, I was going to save up. Well, I'm still trying to save up and get a car, so I can get back on the road. It's been, kind of like a struggle getting back and forth to work, but pretty much showing me, some people's true nature, true colors, or whatever. But it's all good. I'm not really getting too mad. I just don't forget. I don't forget who's been there, or even just people there to lend an ear when I need to talk or anything like that. There's always been a few consistent people that's always been there, helped out whenever they could, or just lended an ear, like I said. And so I'm always there for people. I always tell people, if you ever need to talk, or if you're ever going through anything, need to get something off your chest, just hit me up. Give people my number. Most people don't take me up on it, but some people do, and that's why we cool to this day, because we always got each other's back. We help out whenever we can, and that's all I'm trying to say. Even if you can't solve the situation or anything like that, just if you see someone down, just help them. Just help them the best way that you can. Whether it's spiritually, emotionally, financially, shoulder to lean on, ear to listen to. Just help out your family. Help out your fellow man. That's what I've been trying to say. Help out your fellow man. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. Just to be a decent human being and just to help people out. And that's my my outro, my thought of the day. If you can help someone out, just help them out. Not only does it help them out, but it helps you out. You know what I'm saying? It makes you a good human being, and never expect anything back when you try to help people out. Just do it from the kindness of your heart. But anyway, if nobody tells you, Dre loves you out there, and I'm holla at y'all. Thank you for rocking with me. Peace.